Right now at noon, the Joplin City Council takes steps to move forward with a multi-million-dollar development project.
We've been warm and breezy so far today. We still have thunderstorm chances on the way. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, it's Read Across America Week. We take a look at how one area library is celebrating literacy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities identified the victim in this weekend's deadly bar district shooting in Joplin. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. They say this man, Anthony Campbell of Joplin, was found in the 500 block of Joplin Avenue with multiple gunshot wounds. He was dead at the scene. Joplin police responded to the shooting just before 2 Saturday morning. Investigators say the suspect fled before officers arrived. No one is in custody. While the investigation is ongoing, JPD believes this was an isolated incident. An autopsy for Campbell was scheduled for yesterday. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, again, we've been warm. We are breezy out there. We also still have these mostly cloudy skies across the region, not hindering our warm up at all. Excuse me. As live look downtown Pittsburgh, live look MoDOT camera 32nd in range line in Joplin. Plenty of folks out for lunch. Plenty of cars on the road. Plenty of clouds still overhead. And taking a look at the numbers from yesterday, started at 39, so a few degrees above average, but our high struggled. We only made about 50 yesterday, but today again considerably warmer. Look at the numbers already. 73 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh right now. And take a look. We got some cooler air to the north, so we still have some 50s out there. Yates Center, the cold spot at 54. You get further south, look at that, 76. Veneta Grove, our warmer spots across the region. And even where it's still cooler up north, we are for anywhere from 15 to 30 degrees warmer right now than where we were 24 hours ago. That is the wind bringing in that warm, moist air, setting the stage for our thunderstorm chances later. Now, later this evening, we still have that chance of some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. Severe weather at this point not expected with this initial activity, but we could get a strong storm or two with maybe some small hail, and our temperatures leveling out through the low 60s as we head into the late evening. Our alert day tomorrow and Friday still in place. Severe weather still expected. We're going to break down what you need to know and the updates we have for you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Land development fell under the spotlight during last night's Joplin City Council meeting. On the agenda was a return to a proposed $375 million mixed-use development project. Woodsonia Real Estate hopes to redevelop nearly 80 acres just east of Range Line from 22nd Street to 30th Street. The project would include a large indoor and outdoor sports complex, parkland, anchor retail space, and 350 units of multi-family housing in addition to a trail with water features. The council voted unanimously to advance the ordinance on approving the cooperative agreement between the developer and the city of Joplin for financing both the sports facility and the Prospect Village redevelopment project. If approved, the $375 million project would be Joplin's largest development since the opening of North Park Mall in 1972. Well, Parsons residents had a chance to weigh in on a business requesting to sell alcohol near Parsons Middle School. The business is located in the 2900 block of Main Street, a former Taco Tico restaurant that is within 800 feet of the school. Commissioners can waive that distance limit if they find it doesn't harm public welfare or safety. Last night, some residents were supportive of enforcing the ordinance, with others questioning why vape shops can operate near the school, but alcohol sales are restricted, with one resident commenting that Taco Tico used to sell alcoholic beverages. Parsons City Commissioners decided against allowing alcohol sales near the middle school, with hopes to address the vape shop issue in the future. Well, Frontenac residents will vote today on how to pay for a state-mandated new wastewater treatment plant. City leaders say they've known since 2018 the current lagoon system can't meet tougher ammonia and phosphorus limits. So a new mechanical plant and a $21 million loan are now unavoidable. A proposed 0.75% city sales tax could generate $600,000 to $700,000 a year, reducing how much sewer rates must rise. Well, the Miami Public Library kicks off Read Across America Week by hosting reading and craft times. KOAM's Nellie Lopez spoke with members of the Miami Public Library on why they say reading to your children early shapes their academic success later.
I went to the Head Start here in town and I read Green Eggs and Ham.
The Miami Public Library started National Read Across America Week by reading to the Miami Head Start. But this week also starts with the birthday of a popular author of children's books.
This week is Read Across America Week, and it starts with Dr. Seuss's birthday. Here at the library, we're just kind of celebrating that because he's fun and quirky, and we all love Dr. Seuss.
He made it fun. That's what is so important for children, is being able to make reading fun, enjoyable.
But it's not just about crafts and reading rhymes. It's about what the impact of reading can cause at a young age.
It helps them academically, socially. It helps in so many different aspects of our lives. So getting them involved in reading early really helps them throughout the rest of their life.
I have an almost 4-month-old baby, and so the worry is, okay, am I going to do well enough? Am I going to teach him to be able to read or say enough words for him as he's growing for him to catch on and be on par with where he needs to be for schooling?
For parents like Baker, picking up a book can be one of the simplest ways to help their children get a head start before their schooling.
Take time to read. Take time to read for your children. It's worth it every single moment that you have. Take them away from watching TV or being on their iPads or tablets all the time. Take time to actually get a real physical book out and read to them. Show them the pictures, read them the colors, and have them pick out what's going on like in the story.
The Miami Public Library hopes those small moments with a book will help the next generation write a stronger future. In Miami, Oklahoma, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Baker also mentions teaching others to read not only helps with their reading skills, but it also improves communication skills. Well, coming up, U.S. officials warn the most significant airstrikes on Iran may still be to come. And later, we're making a slow cooker country pot roast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. U.S. officials are warning the most significant airstrikes on Iran may still be to come. President Trump posted on social media that Iran wants to negotiate now, but says it's too late. On Capitol Hill, there is bipartisan division over the administration's actions. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Fresh explosions rocked Tehran with hundreds of fighter jets in the skies over Iran's capital city, as the U.S. and Israel warned the heaviest strikes are yet to come.
The next phase will be even more punishing on Iran than it is right now.
President Trump, in a social media post Tuesday morning, said Iran's air defense, Air Force, Navy, and leadership is gone. They want to talk. I said too late.
The objectives of this operation are to destroy their ballistic missile capability and make sure they can't rebuild it, and make sure that they can't hide behind that to have a nuclear program.
The Trump administration, in its War Powers Resolution notification to Congress, said despite its repeated efforts to achieve a diplomatic solution, the threat to the U.S., allies, and partners became untenable.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio argued there was an imminent threat because the U.S. knew there was going to be Israeli action that would trigger retaliation by Iran.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
Secretary Rubio returns to Capitol Hill today to brief all members of Congress, a day after meeting with the Gang of Eight, who emerged from the briefing divided.
This was a defensive measure, a defensive operation.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America.
Democrats plan to force a War Powers Resolution vote this week to try and limit further military action, but most Republicans have expressed support for the administration's actions in Iran. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine said the War Powers Resolution vote could come tomorrow. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
If you've been searching for the ultimate pot roast recipe, it's time to stop looking and pay close attention.
And we have alert days in place for tomorrow and Friday with strong to severe thunderstorms rolling into the area. A breakdown of your forecast right after this.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
noon on this Tuesday afternoon. All right, quick look outside downtown Pittsburgh. We've got those mostly cloudy skies. Folks getting things done. It is a very warm and breezy day across the area, but we have other things that we've got to talk about, and that's our chances for strong to severe thunderstorms over the next few days. Into the afternoon, almost right on track from this morning. Isolated showers, perhaps a few thunderstorms get going around 2, 3 o'clock. We are not anticipating severe weather with this activity, but we could get a strong storm or two with some small hail. As we go into the late evening, we're still continuing scattered showers, a few rumbles of thunder out there, still should be sub-severe. What we are looking at is this business rolling into the area early tomorrow morning. And I'm going to tell you probably between about 4 a.m. or starting at about 4 a.m., we're going to have thunderstorms pushing into the area. As they do so, these could be strong to severe. Tomorrow's severe threat is not as significant as what we're potentially looking at for Friday, but tomorrow's severe threat is one of those situations where it's coming at a bad time because we're going to be heading out the door, we're going to work, we're going to school, getting the kids on the bus, and we could be dealing with some storms with some large hail, gusty winds, and there is always that isolated tornado threat. But the good news is at this point, at least with this activity so far, the tornado threat is very low. It's never zero with severe storms, but it can be extraordinarily low, and that's the case at least for right now. We'd like to keep it that way. But by 7 a.m., scattered showers, thunderstorms, not all of these necessarily will be severe, mind you, but some of them could reach severe status. You see, we've got a pretty decent looking complex around Monette, Cassville, Anderson, back up to the north, Nevada, maybe even around the Joplin areas. Again, we've got a couple of layers of data, and that's that one line we talked about, still on track about the same time, that's running along I-44 back down, all the way back down toward Tulsa by 9 o'clock in the morning. This activity through noon, still strong, still potentially severe. We're going to want to watch it. Then we'll start seeing most of it moving out. You see, we could still have a pretty strong storm around the Cassville area by 2. Then as we go into the evening, we get a second round. Now, scattered showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms, low-grade severe, will be possible north of I-44. But if you get southeast of I-44, some of these storms could reach strong to severe status once again. So here we are at 10 o'clock Wednesday, and there are those storms once again across the area. And this is where that window is from about, let's say, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening through maybe 4 a.m. Thursday. Some additional strong to severe storms will be possible, and the greatest threat's going to be south of I-44. Now, some other news. We're getting better guidance now. We talked about this morning some of the mismatch on the timing for Friday storms. So you can see Thursday, we may end up removing most of the rain chances Thursday. It looks like whatever we get may be confined to the early morning. Now, take a look at Friday, 2 a.m. We get these thunderstorms out to the west, but you see how they're in a dying state? They start falling apart as they get in. So Friday morning, a few showers and storms. Some could be strong to low-grade severe, but not much expected for them. What we're looking at then is instead a greater threat in the evening. So this is for tomorrow evening. We have the isolated tornado risk, hail, and wind. The only change here is that scattered risk, level 2 out of 5. It's been backed up a little further to the northwest. I apologize. These are a little out of order. For the rest of tonight and into early tomorrow morning, we still have that level 1 out of 5 risk, and the primary concern there is for large hail. Quick look as we go into Friday. So remember, Future Track here is painting a broad stroke of where rain could be. And with the decaying storms moving into the area early Friday, they could be about anywhere in that zone. I think what we're looking at is by about 5, 6 o'clock Friday evening, we'll get a line of storms that'll begin to develop, and then that's going to bring us our severe threat into Friday, which is why, again, there's only these 2 categories for the extended weather outlook or severe weather outlook. And we're in the highest end here. This stretches from Iowa down to the Red River. And so that's, again, Friday is our greatest severe threat. Friday is our greatest concern at this point. And it looks to be late afternoon into the evening and possibly overnight hours. So alert days tomorrow and Friday. We certainly want to keep an eye on tomorrow morning storms as we're heading out the door. We could be dealing with some severe weather there. And then Friday evening, if you've got any plans, need to be paying very close attention as well as we get another round of strong to severe thunderstorms out there. So a lot to keep an eye on starting tonight really through Friday.
Important to be weather aware.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making slow cooker country pot roast in Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard's showing us how to make his recipe for slow cooker country pot roast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Here in the test kitchen, we love using our slow cookers. It's pretty obvious since we've made everything in them from stick-to-your-rib soups to ribs that fall off the bone. We've even made some amazing desserts in them. But the one thing that we get the most requests for is pot roast. So let me share a new one that Patty just came up with. We start by searing a 3 to 4 pound chuck roast that we season with a little salt and pepper. Once it's browned, into a slow cooker it goes on top of a bed of chopped onions. Now we mix together chopped garlic, fresh rosemary, some tomato paste, a shake or two of Worcestershire sauce, and a splash of water. Then we give it a good stir and pour it over the roast. After this cooks on low for most of the day, out it comes so we can make our gravy right in the slow cooker. For that, all we do is mix some water with a bit of flour and slowly stir it into the pan drippings. It doesn't get any easier than this. Just imagine coming home to a house filled with the aroma of this cooking all day. It's so tender, it practically melts in your mouth. And when it's slathered with all that gravy, get ready for some good eating. Yes, the recipe for our slow cooker country pot roast is online now, so you'll be able to whip it up later this week. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a more tender way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. How is it?
Very good.
Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, again, we have our alert days tomorrow and Friday for that potential for some strong to severe storms tomorrow morning. Large hail, the primary concern, roughly between about 4 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then again in the evening after 5 p.m. through about 4 a.m. Thursday. Then we'll have another round Friday evening, I'd say after about 4 or 5 o'clock. It's Friday that we're most concerned about. That's where it looks like we could get some more intense strong to severe storms. So definitely stay weather aware. I know it's Severe Weather Preparedness Week. A quick reminder, I know Springfield National Weather Service, they have canceled the tornado drill for tomorrow in their area, and that does include Bourbon, Crawford, and Cherokee counties in Kansas. So they will not be doing that tomorrow with the severe weather in the morning.
Don't want to cause confusion. Apparently.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Chris. What do you have coming up for us tonight?
Well, lots coming up at 5. For starters, you might have noticed a lot of hotels are unveiling major renovation projects these days. There are reasons why more upgrades are happening right now. We're going to explore that trend. Plus, we'll speak with a Joplin doctor about what the public needs to know about pollen and the differences between allergies and a cold. And teachers hope to encourage students to pick up a book with special Read Across America events. Hope you join us for those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
Well, those sound great, Dal. Thank you so much. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.